Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com, the climate guy setting the record straight about climate. As climate scientists see funding for global warming getting shut down, their lives are becoming increasingly desperate. Let's look at some of the current claims being made by climate scientists. They say that the Arctic is hot, Arctic sea ice is melting faster than expected, Greenland's ice is melting more rapidly, and the planet's becoming ungovernable because of global warming. Are any of these claims true? Well, let's look at the data and find out. This is the Arctic sea ice graph from the University of Bremen in Germany. The red line shows this year, and this is the current date, July 15th. Arctic sea ice extent is just about normal, and it's well above 2012 and 2011. So what about temperatures near the North Pole? This graph from the Danish Meteorological Institute shows average temperatures within several hundred miles of the pole. The red line is 2017 temperatures and the green line is the 1958 to 2002 average. As you can see, temperatures have been below normal every single day since the beginning of May, and they're actually having one of the coldest summers on record near the North Pole. So we can see that climate scientists have been lying about Arctic sea ice and temperatures near the pole. What about their claims that Greenland is melting faster than expected? This graph is from the Danish Meteorological Institute. It shows the surface mass balance of the Greenland ice sheet. The blue line shows us how much ice the surface of Greenland has gained since September 1st, and the gray line shows us the 1981 to 2010 average. What this graph shows us is that Greenland has gained more than 600 billion tons of ice since September 1st. It's well above normal, and it's actually close to a record high. So climate scientists are lying about the Arctic. What about their claims about sea level? Sea level rise accelerated nearly 3 times faster during the 20th century. Rate of sea level rise accelerated 50% since 1993. Scientific American says, stunning acceleration of sea level rise. Are any of these claims true? They even say that Manhattan is going to drown because of sea level rise. Wow, look at this picture. Manhattan underwater. That's pretty scary. Let's look at the actual sea level data for Manhattan and see if scientists are telling the truth. This is the official NOAA tide gauge for Manhattan, which has been active since before Abraham Lincoln was president. What this graph shows us is that sea level at Manhattan has been rising at a steady rate of 2.84 millimeters per year since before the Civil War. Sea level was rising at 2.84 millimeters per year during the Civil War. It was rising at 2.84 millimeters per year during World War I. It was rising at 2.84 millimeters per year during World War II. It was rising at 2.84 millimeters per year during Vietnam. And actually, over the last 7 years, sea level at Manhattan has actually been falling. It hasn't been rising at all. And what about the claim from scientists that sea level rise has accelerated since 1993? Do we see any indication of that in this graph? Not at all. In fact, current sea level is about the same as it was in the mid-1990s. So we've seen that climate scientists are lying about Arctic sea ice, they're lying about Arctic temperatures, they're lying about Greenland melting, and they're lying about sea level. Why are they doing this? The reason is simple. The government has been pumping tens of billions of dollars into the science community to prove global warming. These scientists are just human. Their jobs, livelihoods, and their mortgages depend on this global warming money coming in from the government. Climate scientists have been getting paid by the government for decades to make dire predictions about climate. None of them are happening, so now they're tampering with data, and many of them are just outright lying. As my good friend and climatologist Dr. Tim Ball says, this is the deliberate corruption of climate science. Or as Michael Crichton said, when you hear the consensus of scientists agrees on something or other, reach for your wallet because you're being had. And this is not just a problem in climate science. The editor of the medical journal Lancet says that as much as 50% of all peer-reviewed papers are fraudulent. It's not about science, it's about the money. Visit Toto on the web at realclimatescience.com. He's been pulling back the curtain on junk science for a long time.